let's just because I know the GBA circle is really big, right? What is your who is your favorite teammate individually?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Henry, why don't you go first?
um, Now, because we're older, most of our teammates are younger kids. So, but I really like.
Every team meeting, we were able to actually discuss our own opinion on what the team lineup should be. He wouldn't just call us in and say, like, this is the lineup, take it or leave it. He would come in and ask us, so what are your thoughts? What do you guys want to do? How are you feeling? So we were actually able to put in our own 2 cents and tell him what we think the best lineup would be against Canada. The ambulance came, I was still like, because I think I got a concussion as well. So I was very like woozy and I was like kind of falling in and out of sleep a little bit. So they had to like assist me to the car.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the TLZ podcast. Before we get started today, make sure you click that like button and the subscribe button down below. You already know. Now let's get into the podcast. Today on the podcast, we have Henry Tang and Kodi Lee. Both of them have 2 junior national titles under the belt, as well as a gold medal from this year's Junior Pan Am team event. Welcome to the podcast, guys.
Hi.
Hello.
All right. And, I think a lot of people know this too, but you guys actually partner for quite a long time already. When did you guys actually start playing together?
I think when we first started partnering, it was like U15.
Yeah, U15 second year. JN was our first tournament together. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. That was also the first year that Henry moved to GBA, right?
Yeah, that's my first JN with GBA.
I see. And from my understanding, Henry moved from Star, correct, to GBA? Yeah. I see. Why did you make that move?
I think it's just because, well, I was introduced to Star by a family friend, so that's why I started there. And I think at that time, when I was like 13 or 14, I realized that in order to get to the next level, I had to find, I guess, the best opportunity available to me. And that was clearly GBA because there's better coaches and a lot of the best players in SoCal were all at GBA. So I thought that in order to kind of go for Pan Ams, go for JN in under 15 second year, it's kind of like the best choice would be to move to GBA as early as possible.
I see. Now, for me, I don't know about others, but I feel like this is kind of in other people's head as well. But because like GBA and Star, they train at the same like gym, inside the same gym, like half is GBA, half is Star, right? So everybody can kind of see each other train and stuff. And obviously everybody knows Coach Tony, right? Coach Tony is great. He's Olympic winner and everything. And like you can kind of see like there's so many good players in GBA. Like I always wonder like why would people training at Star stay at Star when they can see like so many amazing players train at GBA?
Well, I think, and this in part applies to me too. It's that when you're not that good yet, when you don't have those high goals yet, there really isn't much of a difference where you train. Because in the beginning, when badminton was just for fun for me, then Star was more than enough to satisfy my needs, I guess, as a kind of recreational player. But when you really start trying to compete, when you start trying to win, then you notice how much better the players, the coaches at GBA is. And then you feel that, oh, I probably have to move in order to really become a competitive player.
I see. That's actually really cool. And I think that's it's like a good partnership they got going on with like, recreational players on this side, almost like when you move to professional, you can transition over, right? And that's really cool. And now this is for Kodi too. What was Henry's first day at GBA like first day of training?
I think his first day, we all kind of knew him as a kid from Star, to be honest. Like back then he still had like his glasses and everything. Mm-hmm. So coming in, we knew he was a good player already, but when he came in, like he really trained hard and he like excuse me, like surprised us actually with his training.
I see. How was it? What was it like for you, Henry? Like the first day, was it like awkward or like you kind of fit in right away?
It wasn't awkward because, like Kodi said, I knew all of them because I played against them and I became friends with a lot of the GBA kids because there aren't that many kids in SoCal anyway. but it was definitely a very different experience because I remember the first drill because I came on Saturday, so it was singles day. So our first drill was I think it was like 2v1 defense, and I was on the same court as Timothy Lamb and Coach Christian. It scared me so much. I was like, every mistake that I make, I'm gonna get like yelled at or something. So like, I don't think I've ever trained as hard as that first day because there's like so many good people and all like they're all so serious and they're all so good. Then I think if you don't train hard, like if I didn't do my best and got everything back or something, it'd be like letting everyone else down that were helping me on my first day at the club. So
I see. I mean, that's great too, like it just shows how like training with really good people also pushes yourself, right? And after you guys started partnering together, when Henry moved to GBA, did you guys ever train together like just by yourself after training or do things like that?
Yeah, so we have like our own privates and stuff like that with Coach Tony. But a lot of times also we would go upstairs in our gym, which has like weights equipment and stuff like that. We go individually, but a lot of times we're up there together.
I see. Do you think that like training together, like for whether it's doubles partners or mixed partners, like training together just individually, working on your like kind of like bonding for your teamwork, like does that really help in your like partnership on the court?
Yeah, definitely, because there's on court, like how you get along, and then the off court is also equally as important as how you play together on court.
yeah, I think
Right.
that because there's two parts to training, right? There's like our private training and then the group training. And I kind of treated like the group training, like the sparring that we had with other players as like a way to kind of practice, I guess. But like to build like chemistry and to like kind of learn new things, I think we really needed the privates with Coach Tony that kind of just helped the two of us like get to know each other better, get to know like what we like doing, like our rotation, all that stuff to apply it in our game.
I see. And it's great you mentioned Coach Tony private because I was gonna ask about that next. I think one of the most like the coolest things about training under Coach Tony is that he plays with you guys a lot, whether it's with you or against you during training or during tournament, right? What is it like to play against Coach Tony or with Coach Tony?
Whether he's washed or like out of stamina or what, he's always like dominating on court. He always like brings this presence of just like being intimidating. Like it doesn't matter who he's playing with or who he's playing against, he's always going to have that like presence. So playing against him, it's definitely intimidating, but it brings like the tournament feeling on court during training, which I really enjoy. And then playing with him is always really fun because he does these like trick shots or just like funny shots on court.
Yeah, like
Nice.
he's always really serious, no matter like if his partner's strong or if he's carrying like a weaker player, and he always like manages to like win against like even like against like us or like very strong pairs, even when he's carrying someone else, because he knows the game so well. Like because he teaches us too, so he knows our weaknesses. He's always able to pick those out, and it's really helpful, I think, when he like beats you and he tells you like exactly how he beat you afterwards, and then because you can work on that afterwards, because he knows you so well. Like every time you play, you feel like you play against like this machine that's programmed to beat you, and it's so hard. And it's so hard to play against him. But then again, it feels so good when you play with him because it's like he makes you look so good because he does everything hard, and then you just have all the easy shots to kill, and you're like, oh my god, I'm so good.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I mean, he did train you guys, so if anybody knows you guys the best, it would be Coach Tony. Yeah. And I mean, I always wanted to play Coach Tony a game, and every time I see him, I was like, man, we're gonna play against each other one day, play doubles or something. I always want to play against him, and he's always a really nice guy too. And while we're on the topic of training, let's just because I know the GBA circle is really big, right? What is who is your favorite teammate individually?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Henry, why don't you go first?
Now, because we're older, most of our teammates are younger kids. So, but I really like Don because Don started training with us a few years ago. I think a year or two before the pandemic, and I think he's really in these few years he's really helped well, at least me, in all three events actually, because we all know how good of a singles player he is.
Mhm.
So during that time, I also was probably the best singles player I'll ever be in the first few months that he came to GBA. And he also like the seriousness and like the focus mentality that he brings to training always helps me stay focused and like motivates me to do well in training as well.
I see. I see. Good pick. Good pick.
Mine would actually be Stella, even though she's not like currently still competing internationally. She still
Mhm.
comes to training every once in a while. And back when we were partnering still, she taught me a lot about like never giving up, especially on court during an important match. Like she always brought this like fire on court that I really enjoyed. And during training, she brings this like really positive, high energy to training that I really enjoy.
I see. Nice picks. Nice picks. I mean, I think I knew about Kodi more after like you and Stella started playing doubles together, and I saw you guys. I think the one that was most memorable for me was like the one you guys played in JIT in GBA that JIT. You guys played really well, I think. And yeah, that kind of caught my attention because I was watching one of your doubles games. I was like, oh wow, they play really good. And yeah, obviously Don is just a great player, awesome person. He works hard. You know, his energy is infectious. So it's great picks. Now let's get into the first tournament that you guys played together. That was the U15 Junior Nationals, right? How did it feel to win that together?
I think honestly, both of us kind of went into it not expecting much because um, we had never shown up to a tournament together. So to kind of just show up out of nowhere and manage to beat everybody and get first place, it was like, it was just a very proud moment. Unexpected, but very proud.
How about you,
Yeah.
Henry?
Um, because I knew that both of us were individually, we had some very good results in mixed, but as a first time partner, it was just like, would this work out? Because like sometimes a partnership, like two very strong people coming together, might not be the best partnership. But I was actually really surprised at how well we did because we didn't have a really good draw either. We played the cons winner second round, and that was a really close game. And I think we won third set 21-19, 22-20. So it wasn't a really easy path, but I think the way that we played together, the way that we encouraged each other on court, even as first time partners, really helped us get all the way through to the final. And it was a very happy moment for me because, of course, it's my first Shein title, and to do it as a first time partnership was something that I felt was really special.
Mm, nice. And I like how you mentioned like, you know, like when you guys partner on court, you know, you got to figure things out. Like what is your like approach like for both of you guys like individual? What is your approach if for example, your partner isn't like doing the best and they're not having a good day and they're not playing very well, they're missing shots or hitting a lot of mistakes, right? What would you do?
I mean, everybody has those days, right? Like, it's unavoidable. Whether you're like Tony Gunawan or a beginner, you're always going to have your bad days. So I think as a partner, you need to be understanding and patient with them. Just be encouraging and tell them that like it's going to be okay and that they could get the next point. I think being harsh or like giving attitude, something like that, it will just make them play worse and worse and continue to keep going down that path of not playing well. So just do your job of being a good partner and continue to encourage them to do well.
Nice. How about you, Henry?
Yeah, I think the most important thing for me is like, don't let my own play be affected by whatever hardships my partner might be going through on court because if both of us start playing bad, then there's really no way for us to win that game. So I think my job is to first like do my part and then try to bring my partner up, like bring their confidence up. So like because if you hit a few good shots, then you'll start getting your feeling back. So the encouragement and then trying to give them those opportunities to hit those winners. I think that's the way to win points and bring both of our confidence up for the rest of the game. So I think that's part of what I'm thinking when my partner may be going through like a rough patch during the game.
Perfect. I mean, I agree with both of the points you guys made, and you know, I totally agree with Kodi and how she said like how you know it's really no point in getting frustrated or like getting like mad at your partner on the court, because like it only makes things worse, right? They can only go worse when you do things like that. It's the only thing you can do is encourage them, make things better. And also completely agree with how Henry said, like, sometimes you got to do a little more when that happens, and like kind of make your partner feel more confident, right? But there's that one case where sometimes when your partner's not doing too well, you cover too much, and maybe it's their shot and you cut it off, and sometimes it can sound like a wrong message, like, it basically tells them, hey, I know you suck today, I'm gonna take this shot from you, right? And trust me, I've done that a lot, many times, and sometimes works out, sometimes it doesn't, because like if it's like too much, then the partner almost feels like you don't have confidence in me to take this shot, or like, you know what I mean? Like, does that ever cross your mind, especially for like Henry? Because I feel like the guy sometimes tries to steal the shot a little more, even if it's technically for the girl, right? If it's the smash is coming, you just cut it off, right? Do you ever feel that way, Henry?
I don't think I've ever felt the need to take too much. It's because like I feel like in a high level game, it's hard for me to like even if I wanted to get all those shots because even if I try to get them, it's probably not going to be a very good shot. So might as well. Of course, if I can get it and if we can win the point, then it's great because well, we won the point. But if it's a hard shot, I'd rather not try to do everything by myself because it might also ruin my feeling if I keep on missing some shots that I'm not supposed to take. But also deprives my partner of the opportunity to kind of find their feeling because a lot of shots there might not be that hard of a shot, so it might be like a perfect chance for them to hit a good shot and get their own confidence back. So I never really felt the need to kind of take over the whole court and
Nice. This is why Henry and you guys are such good partners together, because you guys obviously really understand how to work as a team. And you guys obviously played the adult nationals too. After the junior nationals, you guys played that in U17, the adult trials, and you guys play against people like Howard and Paula and Sadawa and Joanna, right? What was that experience like?
I think it was an amazing experience because prior to that, we haven't played that many super high level opponents like them. So going into it, I think I was really nervous, to say at least. But when we actually got in the game, we performed like amazing, and we were able to get like some really good rallies against them and just really experience what it's like to play those high level players who are already competing internationally and get a sense of what it's like. Yeah.
Nice. How about you, Henry?
yeah, like Kodi said, we're definitely really nervous because we had never really played such high levels of players in tournaments at least. So it's definitely a new experience from like the games in juniors where we always had like at least a chance to win because we're pretty clear that no matter how well we played, we probably weren't going to beat any of those high level adult pairs. But because we had no pressure, I felt that we were able to perform really well. Like maybe not score wise, but at least rally wise, we felt that at least for the most part we could keep up with them for a long time, and that gave us confidence, I think, for future junior tournaments when the level wasn't as high as the pairs we played at adult trials.
Nice. I think every junior player should like experience it. Like they should play these tournaments, like these adult tournaments, every once in a while, just to like kind of get a feel of the distance they have between them, right? And also, I do agree with how you said like it kind of gives you more confidence when you play junior tournaments afterwards, And moving on, in that same year, you guys made it to Junior Pan Ams, right? For U17 mixed doubles, and it was actually Henry's first time making it for that event. So how did you guys feel going into that tournament?
I'm always excited for Pan Ams because it's an opportunity as a junior that you don't have often. As an adult, obviously, you can travel and compete those international tournaments as much as you want, but as a junior, you're not exposed to traveling to places like Mexico, Canada, and places like that to compete against people from other countries. So to go there, especially with in mixed, which is my favorite event, I was really excited, and yeah.
Wait, before Henry answers, I just want to ask her, why is mixed your favorite event?
I just like the pace of it. Everything is more fast paced. There's a lot of reaction, especially as the girl in the front. There's a lot of anticipation and a little bit of fear, honestly. But I feel like that's what adds to the fun of the event.
I see. Perfect. I mean, Henry must be so happy hearing that you say mix is your favorite event. He must be doing something right. And Henry, how about you for Junior Pan Am? How did you feel going to that one?
I was honestly really excited because that year I had two events, both doubles and mixed. And honestly, I felt for both events we had a good chance at competing with the Canadian pairs, even though in general, when you get to under 17, under 19, Canada becomes really strong, equal to or sometimes even above the Americans in the higher age groups. But I felt that, especially in mixed, I think we had a really strong chance because we were doing really well in US junior tournaments. And to be able to compete against the strongest Canadian pairs, and of course other countries, but mainly Canada at that stage, was something I was looking forward to kind of show that both us individually and as an American mixed pair that we could compete at a high level with other countries.
I see. Who are you guys like most like looking out for in that tournament? Like just watching out, like you're probably like your toughest opponent in that tournament.
I don't remember what we were thinking, but I know we lost to Victor Lai and Jessica Chang in semifinals. Um, I think we definitely knew that they were good, especially Victor, because we knew him from, well, he won singles too, so we knew he was really good. So we were kind of, I think we were looking forward to that game. We knew it was going to be tough, but unfortunately we couldn't win that game. So
I see. I mean, like semifinals is really good too for Henry, especially because this was his first like mixed event, right?
yeah,
And in that same year, you guys also oh no, not that same year. In this year, you guys also played in the Uber Cup and Thomas Cup, right? Because you guys were both on Team USA for that tournament. What was it like to play on the big stage?
Honestly, it was really intimidating. Even though we've competed in high level tournaments already, this is like a completely different level than what we've previously experienced. So to be on the big screen and like hear your name and see it on the screen as you're walking out and everything, it's a whole nother experience that you have to be there to experience. But going into it, I feel like I went in with the mentality that I have absolutely nothing to lose. Whether I play phenomenally or I play garbage, it's not going to make a huge difference because like this is also the USA's one of the very few times that we've made it this far. So I just really wanted to go in and just play my heart out, not think too much of it. And luckily I was able to do that. I beat India with Lauren Lamb, and I think we played really well and we made a name of ourselves.
Nice. How about you, Henry?
yeah. Honestly, I think I was probably even more unprepared than Kodi to be on the big stage because we only got the invitation to go to the Thomas Cup, I think, like less than a week before the tournament started. And like I had no mental preparation for a badminton tournament that week because I was in the middle of like AP testing and all that stuff. I was like, oh my God. And then, but it was an opportunity that I couldn't pass up. So I just like dropped everything and just went right away because it was like, it's honestly an experience that very few people have the honor to have. I think the last men's team to go to the Thomas Cup was exactly 10 years ago, and Coach Tony was still on that team. So we're actually the first team since Coach Tony to make the Thomas Cup. And of course, the games are really hard, and I think I performed pretty well at the Thomas Cup, even though I didn't win a single game. But to play against those top players and to see how they play, I guess, and like also they're off the court, like how they warm up and then like how they manage to diet, all that stuff. It was like a really eye-opening experience for me throughout the whole tournament.
Nice. I mean, we got to give props to the girls team because they actually made it to the Uber Cup. The Thomas Cup. The guys actually just got an invitation. For the people that don't know. But I mean, it's pretty cool how Kodi beat the Indian team. That was actually a tough match, right? And I actually saw parts of it, and they're really strong. Like they have really strong, they have power and speed, and it was tough to keep up with them. So that was a very impressive match. And before you guys went to Pan Am's this year, you guys first played junior nationals, and I have to ask this question with Henry on the podcast because we got one of the most epic photos ever. And did you know that Adrian was going to pick you up after winning the finals game?
I knew you would ask that. We talked about it a bit before. Like during warm up, we were like, Adrian was like, "Yeah, if we win, I'll pick you up," and I was like, "Sure," but I don't think we really dwelt on it because we were really focused on trying to win that match. So it was kind of like a lingering thought in the back of my head, at least, like, okay, if we win, Adrian's gonna pick me up. But after we won, it was like, oh my god, he's actually picking me up, and it was like, it was so funny.
It was an epic photo. I saw it when you guys everybody started posting it. Were you there, Kodi, when that happened?
No, I was not there. I didn't play junior nationals actually.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah, but
Why? What happened?
I just didn't want to play this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You
but
missed out on the epic photo moment.
I was back home, and of course I heard all about it. I saw it all over social media. So
Yeah, I saw Coach Tony posting about it too. Yeah, he liked that photo.
Like the first photo was that, like, not even our podium picture. It was just bad, and I was just like, okay, exposing me.
Oh yeah. The podium pick. We'll get there. But after that, you guys were both on a team event for Junior Pan Ams, right? How did you guys come up with the final lineup for the finals game against Canada? And what was it like playing under Coach Andy?
Oh, so under Coach Andy, I actually really enjoyed it because every team meeting, we were able to actually discuss our own opinion on what the team lineup should be. He wouldn't just call us in and say, like, this is the lineup, take it or leave it. He would come in and ask us, so what are your thoughts? What do you guys want to do? How are you feeling? So we were actually able to put in our own 2 cents and tell him what we think the best lineup would be against Canada. So I think being able to communicate that every single day and see how our different lineups ended up against our other opponents like Mexico previously, it really helped for us to craft the lineup against Canada on finals day.
I see. How about you, Henry?
Yeah, because I think throughout the whole team event, we kind of created our lineups with our final against Canada in mind. That's why we actually never used that lineup, not any of our previous matches, to kind of, like, I don't know, confuse them or to, like, surprise them, I guess, with our final line. Like, I played with Aaron for doubles against Brazil, like, so, like, something that no one would ever expect us to do. And I think for the final lineup, we kind of all agreed that we'd be putting our strongest lineup. So I think both Coach Andy's opinions and all of our opinions kind of led to that final lineup against Canada. And I agree with Kodi in that Coach Andy is such a good coach in that even though he knows all of us really well, he always listens to our opinions. Is like, okay, what do you guys want to play? Or what do you guys think you guys can play for each team match? And I think that really gave us, like, something to think about and something to, like, consider when we're choosing our teams and also when we're on court playing. So I think that's part of the something that I really liked under Coach Andy for a team.
Nice. I feel like every like team event player, they always have to deal with this one problem, which is, like, do we want to win or do we want to have everybody play? Did you guys ever have to face that problem? Because, like, sometimes if you have to win, some people are not going to be able to play, right? So did you guys have to struggle with that?
For one match, we did. Aaron Bai did not play. Which match was it, Henry?
Finals.
Oh, right.
Yes. Ryan doubled finals.
Yeah. Ryan doubled in finals. But I think, I mean, the way that we communicate about our lineup, everybody is there to hear. Everybody can put in their opinion, and we all feel safe enough to say what we're thinking. So there's never a feeling of hardship or like, it's never held against us if we choose to go that way.
I see. Perfect. And I know you guys have, like, this Coach Andy story that I thought was really cool when you guys told me about it. Can you guys share it with the viewers?
What?
The one where he came up to talk to you guys.
Oh,
Remember?
right.
Oh yeah, after.
Oh, so after the injury and everything, he pulled Henry and I aside, and he was asking to make sure that I was okay and that Henry was okay. For me, physically, him mentally and emotionally, because he knows that we've partnered for so long. So he wanted to make sure that there's no hard feelings and that at the end of it, like it's all just an accident. He was like making sure that we're okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he made really clear that as long as both of us were fine, he was perfectly fine with how we played that game. And like in the end, the result was definitely not as important as the health of both of us. So I think it's really nice, a really touching moment from Coach Andy after the tournament.
Yeah, I think that really shows Coach Andy's like a character, right? And by the way, they're referring to Kodi getting hit in the eye by from Henry, which we'll get into definitely in a little bit. But you know, since we're still on the topic of Pan Am, you guys obviously made it to the finals, right, where the incident happened. Were you guys confident going into the tournament that you will make it to the finals?
I was pretty confident personally because I'm very confident in Henry and I's partnership alone, whether it's just in the US or internationally. I think we've always been able to perform. We've also like partnered for so long, obviously, so we know each other very well. And just going into it, I had confidence in us together.
Nice. How
Yeah,
about you, Henry?
yeah. Of course, I had confidence in us because for so long because we've always been at the top. So like there's always a chance that we could make the finals. And for under 19, the draw's completely open. Like there's the seeding is all based on world ranking. So um, I think the draw is really open for us. But especially after I saw the draw, I was like, this is a draw that I think could lead us to the finals if we performed at our level. And my confidence, I think, propelled us to play some a really good badminton in the earlier rounds to get us to the final.
I see. I mean, you guys obviously made it to the finals, and we're gonna get into the question that everybody's been kind of waiting for. What happened, you know, when Henry hit Kodi in the eye, and what went through your mind when you got hit, Kodi? And also for Henry, you know, what went through your head when you hit Kodi in the eye?
So what happened was I drove, but then they ended up lifting just over my head. So I kind of normally I would drive and follow in right away, but because it was right over my head, I drove and I wanted to catch that shot. But I think Henry was also already there trying to catch the shot. So um, we ended up colliding. And after it happened, or while it was happening, obviously, I was honestly just scared. There wasn't that much pain when it just happened because there was a lot of adrenaline pumping through me and just like fear of what was happening. But I don't know, everything calmed down. I think everything's okay.
I see. What was going through your mind, Henry,
Oh my God.
when you saw the racket coming down on her? And then did you try to stop it? Like, did you know you were gonna hit her and you try to stop, or?
Yeah, because I think when they lifted, because I was right behind her, so I was gonna attack the shot, but when she came back, I was like, I tried to stop, but I think I was already swinging. So I tried to like put as little power as possible into that shot, but I think it was still too fast, so I still unfortunately hit her. And it was honestly like the whole day I was so scared because um well, of course we had to retire the match, but as you're leaving the court, I found like graphite off the frame of my racket on the court.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So like my racket broke, of course, but then there's like graphite on the court, and I was just like, if that graphite got into Kodi's eye, bad things could have happened, like really bad things. So like I was really scared, and then of course she went to the hospital for like a checkup and like a stitch afterwards, and like it's honestly really scary. And but I felt so relieved when Kodi and our team manager told me that Kodi would be fine. It was such a relief, honestly.
Did you leave in an ER? Like leave in an ambulance, Kodi, or you like? Was it
Um,
scary? What was it like? Like just getting drove off, you know, to the
so
hospital.
when the ambulance came, I was still like, because I think I got a concussion as well. So I was very like woozy and I was like kind of falling in and out of sleep a little bit. So they had to like assist me to the car. So they couldn't bring in those wheelie beds.
Mhm.
Yeah, they couldn't bring that for me, but they like kind of picked me up and held me as I walked to the ambulance truck. But I didn't expect to have to like lay in the back of the truck, honestly. But when we started going and I was just laying in the truck, I was like, wow, this is really happening.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, that must have been really scary, especially going in and out of like consciousness. Like that means you got hit hard. I mean, Henry got a good hit. Like he really went back for it. And you know, yeah, that's insane. I can't imagine, what that felt like. And what was the doctor's final like thing? Like what did he say about your eye when you got there?
So when the doctor in the Dominican Republic, they just said that like there was obviously a lot of bleeding in my eye itself, and that everything was just inflamed. And then I had one cut on the side of my eye that I had to get stitched up. It was only one stitch though. But when I came back home, I saw like a specialist, and they told me that there could be some like tearing in the back of my eye, but they couldn't see it super well because the bleeding was like covering a lot of it. But luckily, recently, the bleeding has gone away, and I went back, and they said that there's nothing to be worried about.
Okay. So could you see like afterwards, like right away, could you see, or was it like just
No,
like black?
immediately after, even for like 2 days after, it was like there was a sheet over my eye, and like I could only see like bright lights.
Oh, okay. Dang, that must be really scary. I mean, you were probably scared to like lose your eyesight or something, right?
Yeah, I was. But I mean, the doctor said that my eyesight would come back, so I wasn't too scared.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I mean, you're obviously healed up, right? You're good now.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Good to hear that. And what now? Obviously, you guys been through so much, right? Literally through blood, sweat, and tears. Okay. What is the secret to finding a compatible partner?
I think there's no way you could just tell like right off the bat whether you're going to be compatible or not. Um, there's honestly just a lot of like trial runs, testing out who you like, testing who is compatible or not compatible for you. Luckily for me and Henry, right, we were able to find each other at a really early age and also end up being at the same academy. So with that, we were able to train and make each other compatible for each other. So it's like we were our own individual people, but at the same time, we were all able to grow to kind of accommodate for the other person as well.
Nice. How about you, Henry?
Yeah, yeah, like Cody said, I don't think everything there's a secret to like look at a person and be like, even if you know how they play, and be like, this is someone that I think I could play well with. It's always well, you know how people's styles are, I guess, and it's like there's some people I think you can tell that you wouldn't be good with.
Yeah.
So you would probably avoid those people first. But for all the other people, I think it's always something that you have to mold. Like you can try out at first and figure out like things that you guys do well and things you guys need to work on, and then slowly like it gets fixed or work on them to like make yourself more compatible. I think being at the same club and training under Coach Tony really helped us find those areas in which both of us could improve individually and as a pair to kind of make ourselves have our chemistry on court and off court and kind of become the best pair for our own individual specialties.
Nice. I mean, yeah, totally agree. And I think it's important to like in the beginning just to find somebody that, obviously roughly around the same level, right? And your personalities are kind of like, they kind of mash together well. But the most important thing is actually just growing together and, kind of working together towards the same goal and kind of building that bond, right? Because it obviously takes time. You can't just be compatible right away, right? And last question for you guys, because you guys are going to play World Juniors this year, right? What is your goal for that tournament?
My goal is to just similar to Thomas and Uber Cup is just really go in there and no pressure, just play my heart out, play as best as I can because obviously there's amazing countries there like China and all the Asian countries. So I'm really looking forward to being able to compete against those countries and see how I measure up.
Nice. How about you, Henry? What's your goal?
Yeah, I think my goal for Worlds is the same as it was the last time I went, because honestly, nothing much has changed between during that time, and it's just really to go out and hopefully play the best player that we can play and show how good we are to just give my all on the court and see how far I can go during the tournament, I guess.
Awesome. I mean, we can't wait to watch you guys pull an upset on some really strong countries, you know. I think we all wish for that, and we can't wait to watch you guys play. Thank you guys so much for coming on podcast. That is the end for today. We will get into the viewers' questions in a little bit, so make sure you guys catch that video. But this is it for the podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for coming on, and we're out,
Thank
guys.
you.